Hello everyone, my name is Soren, and welcome back to another Odd Guest video. Today's guest is Ascari Husky.
Ass biscuit.
Ass Biscuit Husky. Ascari is the first video collab that I ever did, right?
I'm
I
so
think so.
sorry.
What?
I'm so sorry.
Why?
I'm so sorry.
Anyways, he's really cool. He makes really cool videos. He's got a cute suit that's like back there somewhere.
I am just too lazy. Dehydration, kids.
Dude, I'm like, it's hot in Pittsburgh.
That's humid.
It's very humid. Actually,
I passed out in suit yesterday.
fun little like tangent real quick. It was 86 here today, or yesterday, right?
Yeah.
In Anchorage, Alaska, where I'm from, it was 93.
I believe it.
Why?
Because the further south you go, remember the Earth is flat. So
Right.
the further south you go, the warmer it gets.
But Anchorage is north.
If we're accepting the fact that the Earth is flat, we may as well just for cardinal directions.
Oh, that's true, yeah. But anyways, so for today's video, we are going to be discussing our worst con experiences.
Oh boy. Oh, let me tell you what.
Do you want to go first?
Oh, we're going?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I can go first. I got a quickie one if you want.
Oh yeah, take the quickie because I got a story.
All right. So I'll start with a quick one. So last year, exactly like a year ago, because it was at Anthrocon 2018, a guy that I had roomed with at FAU the year before asked me, "Hey, I'll be at Anthrocon. I heard you're looking for a room. Do you want to room with me?" And I'm like,
talking about Anthrocon last year, I got a few more.
I'm like, you know what? Sure. I don't really know anybody else that's going. I just need a room. Sure. Let's go to Anthrocon. We can room together. And he's like, okay, great. Our room is the Hampton. I forget.
The far one?
Well, so it's like I look at it on Google Maps and it says that it's like down the street and across a bridge. And I'm like, all right, that's not too far.
Oh,
away.
I remember this. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like I'm like, sweet, awesome. I'll see you there. I show up to the con. Or I show up to the airport, I pop it into Uber, get a ride downtown to the con, and I message him when I get to the hotel. I'm like, I'm here, where are you? And I sit there and I wait for a little while, and he doesn't show up, but he messages me, I'm in the lobby, where are you? And I'm looking around, and the lobby's like the size of this room. So I'm like, hold up a second. I'm at the right hotel, right? And he's like, oh, no, we're out in Green Tree. So I pull up Google Maps, and I pop in Hilton and Green Tree. It's freaking a 30-minute drive from downtown Pittsburgh. I ride out to the room, and I meet the other people that are in it, and I'm like, they were all fine. I didn't have any problems with them. It was just the distance. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm sorry. So I rode the shuttle bus back to the con. I just posted on Twitter. I was like, hey, anyone have like literal last second room for me? Cause like,
hey, we ended up rooming together too because of my horror story.
Yeah. Yeah, thank God Helicity and Duran were there because they were like, yeah, come on in, join us, it's all good. So
I was convention refugee.
But yeah, that was my quick convention horror story. What's yours?
So I'm gonna give you a quickie from last year and then a good one. So from last year, I ended up rooming with this guy. So I got to my room on Thursday, and the room I'm in now isn't particularly clean, but we know where shit's at. It's not like there's empty beer bottles and food on the ground. And yeah, okay. So
yeah.
I walk into my room, messy as fuck. Okay, it's a little messy. That's cool. It's cool. It's not just a normal kind of messy. It's dirty. Like,
ooh.
Yeah. Had a roommate who always wanted to sleep in the day. World revolved around him type of guy. Couldn't film any videos, had to go to everyone else's room. And then I had another one who was with some chick. I always tell people, if you're gonna in the room, the very least you could do, let me know.
Right? Like, I don't even care if you're going to, just like, let me know
so I
don't walk in on it.
So I had gotten finished up with a photo shoot. Now, I've roomed with people where I've walked in on them and having sex. Oh, okay, cool, whatever. I'll wait for you to get clothed or whatever. There was one time I just like walked in. I was like, oh, you sticking it in her? Okay, I'm just here to grab my camera and I'm out. Like, whatever. But this time was a little different because they deadbolted the door. Yeah, that pissed pissed me off. That was my tipping point. And I was just like, nope, f it. And I'm like, on Twitter, I'm like, I need a new room. And in that moment, I said, you know what? We were going to stay sober this con. Nah. I was like, we're most definitely getting drunk. But yeah, that was the short one.
That was the one where you came and stayed with me and Helicity on the floor when we were like 5 people on the floor in that room.
I do remember that like one night I had no blanket and I woke up and I was shivering. They're like, "You good?" I'm like, "I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm good. I'm good."
Yeah, that was an adventure.
Knock knock, open up the door. Oh whoa. So
Yeah.
Absolute worst nightmare though.
Yeah.
So,
let's hear this horror story.
So I'm debating: is it the time I chased someone drunk? Or is it the time that... Ooh, no. Okay, a first IFC. We're talking about the first IFC when I got followed in my room and walked in on people having sex.
At the same time?
Almost. Like, legit, like, hours apart. And my only thought was, well...
It's gonna be one of those cons.
So, I get to my first ever IFC, and IFC is cursed for me. I don't know why.
I was gonna say, last time you were filming with caffeine when the freaking fire alarm went off, right?
IFC is cursed. Don't even mention that, because if the fire alarm goes off, you're gonna be pissed. And it'll be your fault.
So IFC stands for the like Indianapolis Furry Cursed Convention, right?
Yeah, IFC is cursed for me. So first year IFC, I get there, it goes okay. Well, my roommates are pretty chill. We didn't have enough booze first night to get tipsy, so we just said, if whoever in the room wants to get tipsy, you can drink. Because I'm a big dude, it's going to take a little bit.
Yeah.
So, we're in the room, have a good time first night. First night, uneventful. Second night, I'm going to go film an interview with someone, okay?
Alright.
Said interview never made it to the light of day. Camera was out of focus, mic stopped working, it was a bad time. Drunken cameraman. The worst part is we had like a really good angle too. We had a fantastic room for filming. But before that happened, I'm with this person I'm gonna interview, and the guy who's gonna be my cameraman. I'm like, oh okay, I'm talking to the guy. We're walking up to my room. We open the door. I always made the joke of knock knock, no one's f***ing right. I opened the door. This is the only time I never made that joke. Open the door. There's 2 of my roommates just going at it. Now, it wouldn't have been as bad if 1, I wasn't with an interviewee, and 2, it wasn't on my side of the motherfucking bed.
Oh no.
My side of the bed. Okay, so yeah. I close the door. Homeboy 1 comes up to the door straight up. Just, shit, man, how's it going? It's just swinging out like that. And I'm just like, I just closed the door. And he tries, I just held it shut. I put some pants on. The other guy comes up, he's like in boxers. He's like, I'm so sorry, I fucking closed. I said, put some clothes on. So I'm just like, God fucking damn. Door opens, the one's like, I feel dirty. I'm a wise. Like, you better feel fucking dirty. That was my side of the bed, asshole. So.
I think there was more bleeps in that sentence than there was like actual words.
Right? So, you bleep out your swears?
I have to, otherwise YouTube is like, yeah, yellow $sign for you.
How? I've never gotten busted for that.
Seriously?
YouTube doesn't know who the I am.
Yes, they just like
so
shadow ban you.
Yeah, right? So the one walks out and he's like, I feel dirty. I was like, yeah, you best feel, be feeling dirty. I was like, I just walked in on you banging the other roommate I had on my side of the bed. He's like, I was gonna you. I was like, I don't want to you. No! No! I don't know, especially after seeing what the just happened right here. I don't know what the was going on, but some grade A kinky bullshit was going on. So, the other dude's like, I'm gonna sit and watch.
What?
Yeah, right?
What?
Homeboy's in a kigu, and the shit's just barely buttoned up to cover. So I'm sitting there, I'm setting up, and we're like, we're about to get filmed, and Alex's like, yo, get the fuck out. Leave. So I was like, I do not want to look at you in the eye right now. So I was like, genuinely angry. I was like, leave. So he's like, oh, okay. I'm just like, yeah, yep, go. So we start to film. And one of the questions I asked the interviewee was, what was your worst con experience? Or what's the worst experience you ever had at a con?
So this question.
And he started off, oh yeah, I was going to go do a video with someone. I was like,
he's going to fucking tell that story.
You're telling the thing that just happened. And he did, too. I'm just like this in the video. I'm just like,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Great first impression. So, finished the video, ended up not working out, blurry as fuck. Oh, I'm still mad about that. Nowadays, I'd have still released it, but I would have done something else. I would have worked it out. I would have kept the audio or something.
Yeah.
Same con. Same motherfucking con next day. Majira comes to the con. My Majira collab was going to happen, right? So Majira actually went out of his way to do this video. And he's like, oh, hey, I'm at the con. Well, I didn't want people knowing, because he didn't want people knowing he was there yet. Because he wanted to get this video done. So people were like, oh, I heard Majira's coming. I was like, yeah, I don't think so. I just got done with my YouTube panel. And,
wait, was this IFC?
This is IFC. This is the same year, IFC. Next
All
day.
right.
So, next day. So, we're, he's texting me, he's like, okay, we're almost there, rah, okay, we're in our room, we're settling down. It's like, give me about 45 minutes. So, okay, cool. So I'm walking around, you know, some guy walks up to me, he's like, hey, man, I like your content. I said, oh, hey, cool, okay. So, I like giving people the time of day. Anyone who has walked with me at cons can attest to that. If you know who I am, it is very rare I won't stop and talk to you.
Yeah, unless...
I will stop and talk to every fan I have.
Yeah, I try to do the same. Unless I'm, like, in a hurry to finish something.
Like, I did that today. Someone's like, sorry, I'm so, I gotta go, I was, like, physically running back to the room. Only very few times, but I was like, okay, I'll talk to this dude. You know, I talked to him for, like, all 45 minutes, too.
Right.
I will forever call him Rubik's Cube, because that's what he had. He was trying to...
Just, like, trying to solve it?
He's like, oh, check this out. I was like, hey, that's kind of cool. So I'm just like, oh, hey, Majira texts me. He's like, oh, hey, we gotta get this video. I was like, oh, hey, man, I gotta go film a video. He's like, oh, I would love to watch. Right around. It's like, no. So I'm just like, oh, no, it's with some low-key YouTuber. He doesn't want people knowing what he looks like. I know him personally. Rah. I'm just gonna shit excuse. Bull. You would think the guy got the hint of no. Now I'll just turn around and tell you to fuck off if you try to follow me in my room. But back then, I was too nice. So we walk onto the elevator. He walks on with us. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe he's just in the same wing as us. Rah. It's a small con. You know, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
I hit the floor. He doesn't hit a floor. Okay, maybe he's on the same floor.
Yeah, you know.
It's a small con. It's only 3 or 4 stories, okay?
Yeah.
It's not a big
That's like
con.
a 1 in 4 chance.
So... door opens. I'm like, okay, man, you know, like tease, it splits here. I'm like, oh, hey, I'll see you later. My room is this way. He follows. I'm like, okay. I've had coincidences where people have been my neighbor. Okay, I keep lying to myself. My door opens. I open my door. And this dude follows me right in my room. He's like, you are not supposed to be here. I'm just like, you are most definitely not in this room. I know that for a fact. And I'm just like, I've never been in that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just like...
Can you heckin' not?
So, meanwhile, I'm in an abusive relationship at the time, right? So, I had from the day before. I'm getting shitty DMs. And I have this. I'm just like... what is happening? I don't know what to do. So, like, my friend's looking at my tripod. And it has these spikes on it. And he kind of looks at it. I'm just like, if we have to. I gave him a look like, if we have to. Yes. Ended up finally getting rid of the guy. I summoned the elevator for him. And said, hey man, I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. This is like me now saying like, hey, here's your fucking chance, right? Or no. Did I take the stairs or the elevator? I don't know. It was one of the two. So, I summon the elevator. Door opens. I'm saying, hey man, have a good one. I hit 1 for him. I gotta go. And I took the fucking stairs up, right? I was just like, go. I'm just like, this is not okay. I meet up in the gym. I'm just like, oh my god. IFC is a cursed con for me. Because last year, I ended up having to chase someone's ass. Okay, he relapsed. He was an alcoholic. All throughout the con, everyone on con security, everyone on staff, everyone's looking for him. Yeah, 2.5 hours of my life just gone. However, same night as the night people ate french fries off my body, so I guess it bounced back. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, right. They fucked my reg 2 years in a row. Yeah, and the reason I'm not going back is because of the bad things that have happened. I'm not going back simply because I can't afford it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Are you gonna come to Denver instead?
I would like to, but
you totally should.
I can't afford it.
All right. Well, I've got one more. It's not like a horror story per se. It's just like I don't know. I'll just tell the story. So, the very first Aquatifer back in 2017. Is that the first one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So very first Aquata for 2017. I had just
A
gotten...
lot of stories from that place.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
I had just gotten back from FAU, and they posted a thing on Twitter, like, hey, if you reg now, you'll get, 30% off. And I was like, sign me up.
Sure.
Because I had just come off my first con ever. I was, still riding the high, and I really wanted to go to another one. I registered for the con. I am looking at standby passes because I don't buy tickets because airline benefits. The downside is I don't always get there on time. But so I didn't have anyone to go with, so we had just come off of FAU, and none of my other friends wanted to go another con less than a month after FAU. I think it was 5 weeks or something maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked my roommate at the time, who's not a furry, I was like, hey, I'm going to Wisconsin Dells for a furry convention, but it's at a freaking water park. Do you want to come? And he was like, he had a really crappy job. I think he still has the really crappy job.
I feel that.
But he really needed a vacation, and he had been saving up to do something. He just didn't know what. So I was like, look,
that was me last time I needed a vacation.
yeah, we'll go to FAU, or not. We'll go to Aquatifer. You can just hang out at the water park the whole time. I'll come hang out with you shalf the time. I mainly wanted to go because at the time, Majira and Booker and Neon Slushy were guests of honor, and I was looking at maybe starting YouTube when I got my suit. So I showed up to the convention, the getting there story. That's a horror story. So we booked my friend, my roommate, tickets on the airline that I standby fly on, so that I could theoretically get on the flights with him, right? Well, so I get on the flight with him from Anchorage to Denver. We arrive in Denver on the same flight, so that worked just fine. We go to get on the flight to Chicago, and he's never flown before, or maybe he's flown once or something. He has no idea how to do this. We go to get on the flight to Chicago, it's fully booked. So he gets on and goes off without me, and I'm like, text me if you have questions and I'll try and respond. So I sit there in the Denver airport the entire day. I try to go to Milwaukee, I try to go to Chicago, nothing's filling up. Or everything's filling up, nothing's got empty space. The last flight out of the day to Chicago that will get me on a flight to Milwaukee, which is where we're going to catch a Greyhound, gets going, and I'm standing there, and the plane fills up, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm just not going to make it then. And then they're looking through their seat register and stuff, and they're like, actually, we got a seat. And I look at the standby list, and there's 7 or 8 people ahead of me. I'm like, well, that's that, I guess. They start calling off the names, Joseph Smith, no one. And they start going down the list, rattling off the names. Nobody's there. So they get to my name, I'm like, I'm right here, give me the ticket. So they give me the thing, I get on the plane, and I finally make it there. I get into Chicago an hour after the Greyhound was supposed to leave from Milwaukee. Yeah. Well, so I text my friend, my roommate, and I'm like, hey, where are you right now? What's going on? He's like, I just landed in Milwaukee. We got delayed in Chicago for an hour and a half. I'm on my way to the Greyhound, but they were supposed to leave already, so I don't know what we're going to do. So I was like, all right, well, you just go there, I'll meet you there, and then we'll figure it out from there. So I get on a flight from Chicago to Milwaukee. I land. It's about 2.5 hours the Greyhound was supposed to leave ago. It still hasn't left. So I get in an Uber. We're driving, and I tell the Uber driver, hey, I've never been here before. I don't know you. I need to be on this Greyhound that was supposed to leave 2.5 hours ago, and it's still there for now. She's like, don't worry, I got you. We're doing 90 to 100 down the highway. Trying to get there on time. We pull up in time, and the Greyhound is still there, and my friend's still there. So I get out, and I'm like, thank you so much. We go over, we check in for the thing, they give us the tickets, and they're like, oh yeah, there was engine troubles or something, it's leaving in 5 minutes, just hang tight. So we sit at the Greyhound station for another hour and a half.
5 minutes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a long 5 minutes.
Yeah. And they're like, all right, we're loading people onto the Greyhound now. So we go out there, we get on the Greyhound, we ride to Madison, at which point I realized we could have just flown to Madison, and all of the flights from Denver to Madison that day were completely empty. We could have skipped the whole Chicago-Milwaukee thing and just gone straight to Madison and then to Wisconsin Dell. But nope, I was dumb. So we get off, we get Arby's, get back on, we get up to the con finally. And because I was super poor at the time, and my roommate was super poor, we had just asked randoms on Twitter if they had space available. So I walk into the room, and it's actually a really spacious room. I don't know if you've been to the Kalahari.
Not the Kalahari, no.
Okay, well, it's a really spacious room. It's a double bed, so it's like me and my roommate get a bed, and the other two randoms get a bed. I think they're a married couple, but I'm not sure. But, like, they've got every single table in there covered with alcohol. Like, completely covered.
That's too much, even for me.
Right, I'm like, holy crap, I've never seen this much alcohol. Even, like, Walmart, I've never seen this much in one spot.
That's too much.
The next thing I notice is the guy is over there wearing a Make America Great Again hat. And I'm just like, oh boy. My roommate is Native American. Native Alaskan to be specific, but like, anyways. So we're just kind of like, hi. We're here. They left the room like immediately to go to some party or whatever. Me and my roommate freaking exhausted because it's like 2 a.m. So we go to bed. We get up the next day. We go to the water park for a while. We're just hanging out, going around. We like don't see the roommates at all, which I was like actually okay with. I think I saw them one other time the entire convention, which actually was not that bad. There was just a heck ton of alcohol in there, and neither of us were of age to drink at the time. So we were like, if the cops come in, we're screwed. This is a lot of alcohol, and it looks like we drank it. We go to Majira's Berry Talks panel, and I was really pumped because I got to meet him, and that was where I met Kaiser, Blue Kaiser, and we have been best friends ever since. But when Majira leaves the panel, he starts walking back to the elevators, and me and my friend, my roommate, are like, all right, let's go and go back to the water park. So we go to the elevators. Majira gets in, and like there was room in the elevator, but I was like, I don't want to look like I'm following him, so we'll take a different elevator. His elevator goes up, we get on one, we go up, we get out, and he's walking down the hallway towards our room. So I'm like, I don't want to look like I'm following him, so we'll just like hang back a little bit, like wait for him to go around the corner. Because the hotel at the Kalahari is like U-shaped, so like each hallway's got like 6 rooms, and then it bends a little bit so you can't see around the corner. So we wait till he goes around the corner, and then we start walking so it doesn't look like we're following him. We come around the corner, and he's standing in front of what looks like our room. And so we just kind of stand there for a little bit, and he goes into his room, and we walk by, and it's the room literally the next door, next to our room. I'm like, I hope he didn't see us, because that would have been awkward. The last thing that happened at con was I bought Booker's painting from the charity auction. They did this thing where they had the guest of honor paint, like follow a Bob Ross painting, and I bought Booker's for the charity auction. And I asked my roommates if they would mail it to me because I didn't have a checked bag, and they were like, "Oh, sure." Never heard from them again. Still don't have that painting. I'm sorry, Booker. So, last minute entry to the video. This is Rusty, also known as Xanda. He has a good story to tell.
I do have a good story. So
Let's hear it.
this story is actually from my trip to this very convention.
Oh boy.
This year?
So yeah, this year.
This
Very convention.
goodness.
This is a very fresh story.
It is a very fresh story. I
fresh.
think I've already told it to Soren. Well, okay, so this suit is rather new. I've only had it for a few months or so, and this is the first con I've actually taken it
Oh
to.
yes, I know this story.
And I didn't want to fly all the way to Pittsburgh.
Right.
I usually drive to conventions because I don't like traveling with suits. It's a big pain in the butt.
Yeah.
But since Pittsburgh is about a 13-hour drive one way from where I live in Iowa, I didn't want to do that. That sounded really bad. So, and I don't like flying with suits even more. So, like, my ingenious plan was I was going to take a train from Des Moines to Chicago, and I was going to meet another friend up there, hang out for the day, take another train to Pittsburgh. It was going to be easy. So
sounds easy.
So I leave early in the morning, about 7 a.m. From my home in Iowa. I get up to Chicago at about. I was supposed to get on the train at 5:45 p.m. The ride goes by otherwise uneventful, except when I cleaned my baggage, I found out the suitcase that I brought my suit in had a huge rip in it. I don't know how it got there. All I knew is that the suit had a huge rip, and I didn't want that. I didn't want to travel with that. So
Right.
what I had to do is I had to run. I tried to get just a plastic tote, really cheap plastic tote, and just lash it down. And what I was hoping is that they would let me just sneak it on the train, or I could just express it and have them mail it ahead of time, just like overnight it.
Right.
But I got unlucky because as soon as I got there, I missed the commuter train to Union Station in Chicago. So I missed. So I was
Man.
about 45 minutes.
Y'all both have fucking horror stories coming
Yeah,
to
so-
this con.
Yeah.
Serious too, man. Serious too.
Oh, it
over
was
there.
it was
The
so
whole
bad.
flight shit?
So I get
God
there
damn.
45 minutes later than I should have been. My train leaves in about 15 minutes. I have my regular suitcase, I have my backpack, and I have my tote in one arm, and I am just running through the station at a breakneck pace. I run up to the lady, and I was like, "Can I take this on the train?" She just looks me up and down, like really slowly. She goes, "No, it's too big." I was like, "I will do anything. I will pay money. I will do anything you need me to do to get this on the train." She goes, "It's too big. I couldn't even check it. Even if we had time to check it, I couldn't, and you can't express it. It's too late." And I'm about to cry at this point. I'm freaking out because there's not another train that leaves that day
Right.
to Pennsylvania. I'm freaking out. So I run back and forth talking I missed my train. I concede that I missed my train. I'm running back and forth through the station. I actually wore it on my fingers from carrying this thing. I actually had a small cut on my finger from carrying this stupid tote around. I talked to 3 different ladies on how I'm gonna get to Pittsburgh, and I have no idea. So I was like, screw it, I'm taking a Greyhound. I book one. They switch my ticket. They tell me oh, it's just upstairs, right outside the door. It'll pick you up right there. I'm supposed to leave at like 7. So I'm like, I think, okay, good.
And this is like Tuesday, right?
This is Tuesday.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, okay, I get there a little later than I thought, but it's okay. I'll have some time to get settled in Pittsburgh. My room is secured and paid for and everything.
Right.
The time to leave comes and goes, and there's no bus to Pittsburgh. So I go back down there, and I'm like, hey, what gives? And I had this ticket, right? She goes, oh, you need to go to... There's a Greyhound station, like, 2 miles that way. And I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to get there from Union Station? They just said, oh, well... I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean? You sold me the bus ticket. So I'm fuming at this point. I am angry. I'm upset. I've been up since 7 a.m. that day. It's 7 p.m. I've been traveling that whole time. I have I have my tote. I have my stuff, and I don't know how I'm gonna get there. So, thankfully, there is one last bus to Pittsburgh that day. It left at 10. So. And after I argued with them because I wanted refunded for my train ticket, and then I was like, I don't want to pay to switch this ticket because you wouldn't let me on.
Yeah, you gave me bad information.
Yeah, you gave me bad information, so I got that straightened out with them after like an hour of I talked to three more ladies. They don't want to speak to me or argue with me, nothing. So I was like, I get the ticket for $9.45, but the thing is, I was like, oh, I can Uber over there. Bad luck. There's no Ubers taking rides at that time. So I am literally just running across the city of Chicago with my tote in one hand, my suitcase in the other hand, and my backpack.
What time was this?
This was I got there at 9:45. I arrived there at like 9:30, and I think I'm going to be late. I get there at 9:45. I think I'm going to be late because there's a huge line. I show my ticket to the guy, and I was like, can I get on this bus, please? Can I get on this bus? He looks at it and he goes, bro, you're not until 10:45. Relax. And I about just fall on the ground and nap for an hour, and then bus goes, and I get to Pittsburgh at about 10 a.m. Wednesday. And I am just completely dead. I think I even told you. I was like, you okay? Are you okay? Because I think I'd even told you how pissy I was.
Yeah, you were messaging me the whole time.
Yeah, and I was like, bro, I need a big fat nap and a drink.
Right, I remember because you messaged me when you first got here, and you were like, when are you getting here? And I was like, I won't be there for like 6 more hours. And you're like, all right, I'm taking a nap.
I'm taking a fucking nap, dude. But yeah, that was I've had a couple other awkward situations, but that was horrible. I hated getting here this much.
Sounds terrible.
I was like, I could have just driven.
Yeah, and it would have been
It would have been
painless.
quicker. It would have been probably cheaper.
And you could have probably stopped and crashed at my house.
I probably could have stopped. And now I'm probably just gonna skip it and just take a Greyhound in the first place, because I have to get back because my car is actually in Chicago.
Well, that's a story.
Yeah, because I visited a friend and then I went back to and then I went back to Chicago to visit with that friend, and then I was going to take the train to Pittsburgh, and then it just went all down the drain, and
Well, that was Con Horror Stories with Ascari and Rusty.
Thought mine was bad.
Don't be. I know.
Damn.
Everybody's got horror stories once you do enough cons. But yeah, thank you guys for being in my video.
Yeah, it was fun. We gotta be in more.
Make sure you guys subscribe to Ascari Husky on YouTube. He's really cool, and he was the first guy to do a collab with me. So
Yeah, I don't have social media, so don't worry about me.
I was gonna say follow Xanda on Twitter, but he's banned.
I got my heinous crimes. I called someone stupid, and they mass reported me, and I got banned for it. It was great. It was lit.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to come back tomorrow for the next August video, and yeah, I'll see you then. Bye.
Thanks for watching Casting Couch with Ascari.